Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. So we are now on day 5 of the challenge, so well done for making it this far. Today's practice is a gentle integration, so everything that we've been learning throughout the challenge, we're going to put it all together in today's flow. You don't necessarily need any props for this practice, but if you just want to have a couple of blocks handy if you've got them, just for a couple of modifications in the poses. So we're going to start in a seated meditation. So just in an upright, comfortable seated position. Your hands can just rest gently on your knees, closing your eyes. Crown of the head stretching up towards the sky. Creating space in our neck and in our back. And just start to breathe naturally. Not controlling or forcing our breath, just allowing it to naturally flow. And as we're showing awareness of our breath, you'll also notice that your mind will start to wander, thoughts will creep in. It's completely natural for thoughts to come up during meditation. What's important is not to judge the thought, not to judge ourselves, and just to let the thought gently pass us by. Just like a cloud passing in the sky. You notice it's there, but we don't need to do anything with it. Don't need to deal with that thought right now. Just simply letting it pass. Just a few more breaths here. And when you're ready, just slowly blink your eyes open. And we're going to come into Marjarasana, cat and cow. So for that we need to come onto all fours. This has been a popular pose throughout the challenge. It's a great pose for spinal mobility and it's safe to do any phase of our cycle. So it's a really nice one to get used to. So knees are directly under the hips, wrists are underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread wide. And on the inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, round and contract. Inhale, look up, belly drops down. Exhale, round and contract. Now I want you to do 3 more rounds of this in your own breath rhythm. And when you've done those 3 rounds, just come back to neutral. And we're going to come standing at the top of the mat, so just getting yourself there comfortably. And we're going to come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So just standing with your feet hip width distance apart, pushing into the big toes, lifting the heels and the arches up, tailbones tucked in, crown of the head straight up to the sky, palms facing forward. And we're going to be in this pose for 4 deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Such a simple yet powerful pose is mounted. Two more breaths here. And we're going to stay where we are, but we're going to come into a standing forward fold. So on the inhale, we're going to lift our arms up above our head. On the exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips, keeping your back straight as long as you can. Bending down, arms coming down to the mat or to your shin, wherever is comfortable that you can reach. And it's important that you can absolutely bend in your knees and think more about bringing your chest to your thighs by bending into the knees rather than rounding your back to reach down. So just place your hands where it's comfortable for you, and we're going to be here for 4 breaths. Just let your head be heavy. One more deep breath here. And then bend further into your knees and press into your heels as you roll your back up inch by inch, vertebra by vertebra, rolling the shoulders until we come back to neutral. And we're going to come into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. So for this, we're going to do just a mini flow. So we're going to do our forward fold again, and then we're going to step our leg back. So inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. I want you to plant your hands in front of your feet and step your left foot back, coming down onto your left knee, and you have a 90-degree bend in your right foot, making sure that your knee is not coming over your ankle. You can turn your left toes under just for a bit of support and pressure off your knee. Palms at either side of your right foot. Hips are heavy, pushing forward, looking up, and we're here for 4 breaths. Last breath here. Plant your hands in front of your foot and just swap over. So bring your right knee back, left knee stepping forward. Get into the right position, making sure again your left knee this time isn't over your left ankle. Palms can be either side of the foot, pressing forward heavy with your hips. Looking up, only if it's okay for your neck, or looking ahead. Just avoid sort of looking down and rounding into your neck and upper back. So just looking ahead or slightly up if that's okay for your neck. And 3 more breaths here. And looking down at the floor, just to help with balance, we're going to press up to come to standing. So pushing into your fingertips, bend into your right toes, pushing up, bringing your right knee forward a bit for balance, lifting up, push into those heels, glutes and thighs are working to get us to standing. And I'm just going to swap over legs just so I'm facing you. So bring your feet to meet at the front. I'm going to come into Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. So feet are together at the top of the mat. We're going to step our left foot back. Left foot is parallel with the shorter edge of the mat. Right toes are facing forwards. And to come into the pose, we're going to bend into our right knee, lifting our arms up, arms are engaged, tailbone is tucked in. And you want to make sure that your hips stay neutral. So we're not leaning forward towards our right knee. Our midline, our head down to our hips is straight. It's just a bend in that right knee. So arms are up and engaged, pressing that right knee out to make sure that it's not bending in, pushing into your big toes, lifting the arches of your feet up. And we're here for 4 breaths. Your gaze should be just past your right middle fingertip. There's a lot going on in this pose. A couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And we're going to move over to the other side. So arms can come down, Just shift your legs, so this time right foot is parallel with the shorter edge of the mat, left toes are facing forward. Bending into that left knee, arms are engaged, keeping your hips neutral. And we're here for 4 breaths. One more breath. Straightening that left knee. And we're going to turn our left foot so they're both parallel with the shorter edges of the mat at a slight, about 45-degree angle, facing diagonal to the corners of the mat, sorry. And we're going to come into wide-legged forward fold. So get into a comfortable stance where your base feels supported. On the inhale, we're going to lift up through our hips, hinging forward as we come into the fold, reaching our hands down to the floor. Now, how much you feel this stretch will be determined by where your hands are. If you do need a block to make this more accessible for you to hold on to the block, then absolutely do so. If you're bringing your hands sort of directly below your chest, you can walk them out slightly for less of a stretch. And if you want to bring them in more directly underneath your hips, then you'll feel more of a stretch along the backs of your legs. So just coming into where is comfortable for you. You can have a slight bend in your knees if necessary. And we're here for 4 breaths. Allow your head to be heavy. Not pushing or pulling into this pose, just allowing the weight of your body just to fall, let gravity do its thing. Perfect. And if your hands were further back, just walk them forward just for balance. And you can heel toe your feet in a bit, and we're just going to come onto our back. So however you can get there comfortably. And come lying onto your back, legs are extended straight out in front of you. And we're going to come into Matsyasana or fish pose. So for this pose, we're going to lift our buttocks up so we can place our hands underneath the mat, underneath our bottom. Legs are straight out in front of us. And on the inhale, we're going to push our toes, point our toes away from us, lift up onto our elbows and gently rest the crown of our head onto the mat. And exhale to come out of the fold. We're going to do that 4 times dynamically. So inhale, point the toes, lift up, making sure the weight is on your elbows, not on your head. Exhale, come out of the pose. Twice more. Inhale, point, lift up onto your elbows. Exhale, come out of the pose. We'll do 1 more like this together. Inhale, point the toes, lift up on the elbows. Exhale, come out of the pose. Just lift your bottom slightly so you can release your hands, give them a bit of a wiggle. And we're going to come into, from this position, supine twist. So staying where you are, just lift your right knee up to your chest. Grab a hold of it lightly with your left hand. Right arm comes out to the side of you, palm facing up. And on the inhale, we're going to squeeze that right knee into our chest. And on the exhale, take it over across our body, ensuring that our right shoulder is staying pressed into the mat. And we're here for 4 breaths as well. One more deep breath here. And on the next inhale, just lightly bringing your knee back to neutral and swapping sides. So right leg extends out in front, left knee is brought into the chest, holding on with your right hand. Left arm comes out to the side, palm facing up. Inhale, bring your knee towards your chest. Exhale, bring that left knee over across your body, making sure that your right shoulder is pressed into the mat. Twists are great for detoxifying, for spine health as well. And I find them quite a relaxing pose to do towards the end of a practice. Last breath here. Bringing that knee back up and extending your leg out in front of you. And just make your way up to a seated position. We're going to come into seated forward fold. So come sitting with both legs extended out in front of you and just push into your palms, lift up and just tuck so you're sitting in front of your sit bones, like you're pushing your bottom away. Make sure that your spine is elongated, crown of the head to the sky. And on the inhale, we're going to lift our arms up, similarly to our standing forward fold. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward, bending into the knees if necessary, coming down into the forward fold. And we're going to be here for 4 breaths. One more deep breath here. Turning our palms facing the mat so you can press into them, lifting up. And we're going to come into our last pose before Shavasana, which is going to be legs up the wall. So for this one, if you just come sitting to the wall by your side, so your hip is just a couple inches away from the wall, and you're going to lean back onto your palms, and as you come back towards your elbow, you're just going to spin your hips round till you meet the wall. Bring the other leg round, shifting until the backs of your legs are directly pressed against the wall. If you are doing this practice during menstruation, we don't recommend to do any type of inversion. So you can just come into Apanasana, so just bringing your knees wide, bringing them in towards your chest and staying in that position. Or you can come into Shavasana already, and we'll meet you there in a couple of moments. So get into whichever pose is right for you today. And you can rest your hands gently on your stomach, or you can bring them out to the side for a bit of an upper back and chest stretch as well. And we're just going to relax into this pose for a couple of minutes in silence. And I'll let you know when we're ready to come out of the pose. Slowly start to deepen your breath as we prepare to come out of the pose. Start to walk your feet slowly down the wall till your knees are bent, and then just roll to one side, gently coming out of the pose. And we're going to come straight into Shavasana, so you can just come lying on your back. And take up space in this pose. Legs can be apart at the edges of the mat, arms away from hips, palms facing up. Just melt your shoulders, your hips into the ground. Ensure your forehead and jaw are soft. You're not holding tension in your face at all. And we're just going to stay here for 1 minute of silence in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath, making some small movements in fingers and toes. And in your own time, gently roll onto one side, pressing up and coming up into the seated pose that we began in class. So eyes are closed, rolling the shoulders down away from ears. Just a couple of breaths here. And just noticing how your breath feels different now than when we were first sat on the mat at the start of class. And bringing your hands together at the centre of your heart. And we're just going to close the practice with a chant of Om. So we inhale, and then on the exhale we will chant Om. When you're ready, inhale. Bowing your head to your hands. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. You've made it through day 5 of the Flow With Your Cycle challenge. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope most of all that you're proud of yourself for showing up each day for you and getting truly aligned with your cycle. I can't wait to see you in the next practice. Take care and namaste.